A second death for two Breton megaliths. There are a number of important archaeological sites in the small commune of Plouinic, Brittany. The coastal cave site of Menez Dragon was home to Homo erectus as long ago as 500,000 years. It shows the earliest evidence of man using fire, that is, the earliest known hearth in world history. This is still being excavated, but when that is finished, the responsibility for the site will be shared between the state, 60%, and the commune, 40%. In view of the fate of the two recently finished excavations of Neolithic megaliths in this area, the first of which you're viewing now, I am concerned for the future of this site of world importance. The reconstruction of the two sites I'm showing here was done by a builder who specialised in stone masonry. Their assertion that nothing was done that could not be undone and that only old traditional materials were used has not laid my fears to rest. I saw the tons of cement that were poured in, the freshly quarried stone to beef up the few remaining original stones. You can no longer tell what was original and what is imported by the builder. The floors are so raised that the feel for what was once there is lost. In a museum, a reconstructed artefact will have the missing parts in a different colour. Why doesn't this happen when it comes to bigger things, out-of-door things? Why is this a valid approach for some things and not others? The future of these sites in Brittany lie in the hands of the mayors and the state authority. In this case, the Conseil Général de Finistère and the mayor of Plouinic. They are not archaeologists, they are ordinary people elected every few years from all walks of life. So if it falls to their watch to decide the fate of something that has survived for 5,000 years, or, in the case of the cave, 500,000 years, and if they mess it up, they cannot really be blamed. It's a minor part of their duties. If they dig huge holes to plant trees around an excavated site to make it look pretty, as they have done in one of these sites, even though those areas may not yet have been explored archaeologically, can they really be blamed? It's the system that puts these sites into the hands of people who are trained to see only the money to be made for the commune by attracting tourist money to local businesses. Sensation and spectacle counts for more than preservation. €18,000 was made available for the archaeological explorations of these bodies, but they paid the builder €55,000 for creating a tourist attraction. There is only sufficient money for archaeologists to explore the Homo erectus cave for a few weeks once a year in August, and so much of the work is done by unpaid students and other volunteers. The little museum on the site is uninformative in the extreme. I've never been in a museum with less things to see and less information. Detailed accounts of the history here are so difficult to track down. I've struggled to find things out about these sites, and I'm a person with a strong interest in the subject who is very computer literate. I do know that the Pointe-Souc site was quarried for its stones until 1970. Up until then, the people here were very cut off and very, very poor. You can't blame them for this desecration. They had no choice if they were to mend their houses. I understand that at the beginning of the 1900s, there was something like 300,000 allées couvertes or passage graves in Brittany. Farmers have dynamited enormous numbers of them to make tractor work easier. You're looking at one now, the reconstructed version of it. People have carted off anything movable to decorate their gardens. 20 years ago I came across a farmer who was still using a tool, an axe, that had been thrown up out of the soil by his dynamite. The best defence we have to protect things in the future is to make sure as much information as possible is put out in as many accessible ways as possible. At the moment that's not happening here in this corner of Brittany. A lighter finish. Now, check out this information board that's coming up now. before the restored it's before the restored megalith of Nunes Corriget, which is what you're looking at, which has a Neolithic man in Calvin Klein shorts and a Neolithic woman wearing a sexy little number that she probably bought on a shopping trip with Betty Flintstone. Thank you for listening to this.